All right. Peace, what's going on? This is Kurt and I'm back for another video. The topic of the video today is the deeper aspect of sun gazing, how to absorb solar light through your heart. Before I start the video, I want to thank everybody that comments, that shares, that likes, that subscribes, that shows love, that books consultations. I truly appreciate every single one of you guys. Also, for the consultations, I no longer offer the 7-dimensional technique meditation. I still offer the dream reading workshop and just general consultations. You have questions, you just hit me up and we chop it up. So the source of the video today was inspired by two people actually. I have to give a shout out to Brother Yosef because Brother Yosef is always talking about sun gazing, the benefits of sun gazing, what sun gazing did to him. And me as a researcher, I never do anything that I don't understand. I love breaking stuff down to its science. I love understanding because ultimately spirituality is one level, but the real spiritualist is the science. The real spiritualist is the scientific spiritualist. You can do a practice like meditation, sun gazing, mantras, yantras, mudras, but if you don't have the science to make sure that what you're doing is efficient, and the only way you can understand and make sure that what you're doing is efficient is when you have the science behind what you're doing. So I was looking for the science behind sun gazing and what this thing actually was when one of my friends asked me a question. They said, "What is your destiny and can you change your destiny?" And I was like, well, that's a fucking good question. So as I was pondering and contemplating both the science of sun gazing and of what your destiny is, the two questions or the two contemplations kind of meshed together, and I found out exactly what the source of sun gazing is. And I want to share that with you guys today because it will help you a lot in your journey, but especially in your understanding of what meditation is and what meditation is not. So, the moon is your circumstantial self. Don't you see how one day it is full, the next it starts waning and becoming smaller? It is the source of all of our emptiness, like a snake always chasing itself, or rather, it chases the glimmer of light it had before, the day before it started waning. It was full, then gradually it loses its light. It is always impermanent, always hungry, the source of all our shape shifting. Don't you see sometimes when you're in a dream and the scenes change and it's shape shifting? It's because the moon, as it wanes, there's a part with light, but there's another part with emptiness, and this emptiness is what the unconscious mind fills with the images that haven't been processed, or the unconscious images that are the result of the imbalances within our four elements. So your ego is your personality. Your personality is lunar. As a child, like the moon, you depend on an external source of light, i.e., your mother, to feed you vital nourishment. So, your mother, as a child, she is your sun, but in all actuality, she is lunar. As you grow older, again, all the deepest imprints you receive from parents, family, society, friends are also lunar, i.e., they got it from someone who got it from someone else. So, the basis of your personality is always limited, always fragmented, always based on precepts, principles, theories, concepts, and views that were handed to you. For the rest of our life, like the moon that is always shape shifting, we seek to find continuity and permanence in an impermanent source of light. Remember, now this is where I actually found the answer for my friend. What is your destiny? I told them Your destiny is your attention. Your attention, what you pay attention to mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically, etherically, at all levels, will create your reality and your destiny. Do you see the trap? A limited being, depending on the limited concepts it learned from limited sources, going around life looking for a way out, a better way for happiness and fulfillment. So now let me introduce two concepts, the concept of kinetic and the concept of potential. Kinetic energy is energy that already has been spent, i.e. a bomb exploding. That's kinetic energy. The 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 sound, the heat emitted from the bomb is the kinetic energy. Potential energy is just that. It is pure energy. Although it's not the most precise example, let's say the moon is kinetic and the sun is potential energy. If your attention will determine your reality, then you are bound to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Why? Is it because you're not intelligent? Is it because you love suffering? Is it because that was your destiny or your fate? No. Energy follows attention. Attention creates your destiny. Your destiny is equivalent to your destination. The destination you put on your GPS depends on your needs, wants, and desires. But when from the get-go your GPS has been programmed by someone else who got programmed by someone else who got programmed by someone else, how can you find what is actually yours, what is truly you and yours? How can you find a stable personality? To do this, you have to shift your attention. You must shift the attention of your heart, your mind, and your being. You must turn away from the cravings of the security sought by the lunar mind. You must turn your heart towards the sun, towards pure potential. When turning your attention, your heart, your mind, your being towards the sun, towards the direct light, you start over. You start with zero expectations, zero directions, zero knowledge, zero concepts. You have now entered the state of pure potential. And only in this state can your destiny change forever, because your attention will now be absorbed by a source of light that is only potential and not spent or kinetic energy. That state zero is gratitude, because even the pain, the hurt, the anger you had and you learned was not yours. It was always based on lenses, on concepts, on theories, on modes of thinking handed to you. So the moon is actually the basis of our social self, but the sun, or absorbing sunlight, is what allows the true you, the potential you, to emerge, the permanent you, the you that knows itself, that has limits, a form, a certainty. This is the child of the divinity within you. So when you are lunar, you are the child of society. When you are solar, you are the child of nature. So basically, what I'm telling you is that the fifth dimension, or the sun, absorbing sunlight is absorbing love. And this is something people don't seem to understand. The moon, the sun rather, is not masculine. The sun is androgynous. And your mother, your true mother, and your true father connected as one being, and projecting and emitting the sun rays is the love that your divine parents have for you. So the sun is the combination of the feminine and the masculine. And so when you absorb the energy of the sun within your heart, when you turn your sun within your heart, you are absorbing the love that your true parents are giving you, and not the love or the precepts and the concepts that your circumstantial parents are giving you. Because if you look at the tree is not potentially a tree. The tree, by receiving from the sun, becomes what it was meant to be. There is a divine personality within you. And this is the other thing. Your solar self or your fifth dimensional self is not your higher self. What it is, however, it is your divine personality. And having your divine personality is how you connect with your higher self. It is the link that will allow you to finally let go of humanity. But when I say let go of humanity, I'm not talking about letting go of the physical realm. Humanity is the moon. That's what it is. Humanity is the moon. Because what is humanity? Humanity is limited knowledge, limited information, limited circumstances. What is the sun? The sun, it is the giving. It is the union of the feminine and the masculine that comes out as the sun rays that you absorb as love, that you absorb as the balanced expression of your two parents sharing and filling you with the love that they have for you. So by absorbing sunlight through your heart, you are absorbing love, and you are feeding the seed of your divine personality. And this divine personality is the one that becomes the researcher, the spiritualist, the metaphysician, the occultist. The divine personality is the one that is no longer looking and craving for the limited things and the limited happenings of the physical realm. That's why Brother Yosef said, once you reach the fifth dimension, you no longer need, you don't need love, you don't need sex, you don't need food, you don't need anything. Why? Because you are complete. That's why I was telling you. And this is how they do their shit. If you go in a tarot, they put the infinity sign over the sun. But really, the infinity sign should go over the moon, because the sun is finite, meaning that the sun, the expression of what the solar energy is, will give something that is finite, that is definitive, that is complete. It is the moon that could never give something that is finite, that is definitive, that is definitive, that is complete. It is the moon that is the source of all shape shifting, and the moon is not your parent. The sun is the combination of both parents. So now, how would you go about absorbing sunlight through your heart? You have to use your imagination. But when I'm saying using your imagination, I'm not saying don't imagine things that are not there. No, I'm saying find a source of absolute potential, find a sun, and then find an object that represents your heart, your mental body, your emotional body. Then with invocation that you can write, a symbol that you can draw, a sigil, what you need to say and what you need to do based on the information that I gave in this video, you need to say, from now on, I turn my personality, I turn my heart, I turn my emotional body, I turn myself away from the moon, and I turn myself towards the sun. I turn my attention towards the sun, because by absorbing the energy of the sun, what will emerge is not your circumstantial self. It is the self that was made for you to be. It is what you were born to be potentially. However, that potential was never quite fed the right type of light. And that's why sometimes people have sporadic experiences, but the experiences never last, and the highs are always followed by a new low, because that's the moon. It's high, the full moon, and then it wanes, and then it's dark. It's always the cycle the cyclical prison that they're trying to keep our minds, our emotions, and our attention stuck into. And for me to be honest, sexual alchemy is, me personally, the way that I was doing my sun gazing was through sexual alchemy, because the sexual alchemy is the exact same principle of absorbing light. So what I would tell you, get a candle, get an object that represents solar light, grab a pen, grab a paper, take the information that I'm giving in the video, and even for future reference, always grab a pen, grab a paper when you're listening to my videos. Grab a pen, grab a paper, internalize the information, understand the information, bundle up the information, have an emotional understanding of what I'm saying, and take this emotional understanding of what I'm saying, find an object that represents the sun, find something that represents your heart, put your emotions, put your love into that object, and then turn your heart, your proverbial emotional body, and your proverbial mental body, and turn it towards the sun, and understand that from now on, you are feeding yourself solar light, you are absorbing solar light through your heart and through all your other vehicles. Everything else is a waste of time, because most of the exercises, and that's why I call myself and my channel the Skeptical Spiritualist, because I was never down to do shit that could get you sporadic results. One day it works, the next day it doesn't work, and it's never based on something that is gradual, consistent, and certain. It is always do something, but if it's not working, then you are the problem. No, because they haven't been giving us science. And even when they're giving you science, they never quite give you the key to unlock the understanding. They never quite give you the essence of what it is. They never give you the essence of what meditation is, of what a mudra is, of what a mantra is. It's always buy the book, do the practice, and you'll see some type of... No, we have to take stuff to the science, to the root of what something is. We have to be able to listen. You give me a paper and a pen, I could do a miracle with that. You give me a paper, a pen, and a candle, forget it. Why? Because I have a mastery of the basic. Because I have a mastery of the basic, my knowledge penetrates any system. My knowledge penetrates any system. So as soon as I pick a book, I could be like, okay, this is disinformation. They put that to confuse you. This is the hook, line, and sinker that they put in the book. So you buy the next rendition or edition of the next book. That's how they don't give you the fucking science. They don't give you the essence of what it is, because in our day-to-day life, electricity or turning on a light switch, that it works. It works every time you go on to turn the light switch, it works. Why in spirituality we have different expectations? If I say I want to evoke, pardon me, a lua, whatever it is, I'm expecting that the process that I'm using will do just that. I didn't ask for something else. I asked for that. But to be able to reach this level of certainty, to be able to reach this level of science, you must not accept bullshit, and you must do research on your own. And let me give you guys a news flash. Research is not reading a book. Research is not reading a book. The highest grade of research you can do is researching yourself. Everything that I did, everything that I'm accomplishing is simply because I was interested in researching myself. I was interested to understand this machine that we are, this vehicle that we have. What is it? What does it do? What does it eat? What feeds it at the different levels, at the different components? And this is what you need to have. You need to have an endless hunger for simplicity. You need to have an endless hunger for simplicity. And once you reach this endless hunger for simplicity, any system you will be able to break down like as if it was nothing. The other point that I forgot to mention is that the solar light or the sun is the source of the akasha, ether, or the fifth element, which is in Haitian voodoo associated with the most important loi in Haitian voodoo, which are Marasa, the divine twins, the divine triplets. But that's another video for another time. So comment, share, like, and subscribe, and peace.